Yes. What if everyone said it just a little more? Would the world be a better place? A nicer place? At MU Health, we're certain of one thing, that yes makes the world a healthier place. Yes is the strength to fight doubt, the fuel to find cures, and the unbreakable resolve to keep pushing further. At Mid-Missouri's only academic health center, yes isn't just changing lives, it's saving them.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, August the 10th. We've got Rob Crowse here. Good to have you here, Rob.
It's nice to be here,
yeah,
Paul. Thanks for having me.
You look great today, too.
Well, thank
Capital City Players, but actually now it's Capital City Productions.
It is Capital City Productions. We are expanding. We've got exciting things planned, a lot of new things.
Yeah.
So watch out. Here
right. But you're here today to tell us about Ghost the musical.
Yes.
And we were talking about this before we came on. You really do follow the storyline of Ghost the movie.
Yes.
With Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore and
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Wonderful story.
But how do you do, now they had some pretty special effects in that movie. How do you do special effects like that on the stage?
Well, that's part of the magic that you have to come see. But it's a lot of rear screen projection work and lighting, special lighting, all of that. That's part of the reason this is the Missouri premiere of this musical, because most people take a look at it with all the special effects and they go, not touching that. And so we're putting our heart and soul into this show because we all love it so much.
Yeah.
And the music is gorgeous.
You were telling me about some of the actors and actresses who are outstanding.
Right.
I asked you about the Whoopi Goldberg character. Talk about her.
My Crystal Day, this African-American woman who is a larger-than-life person, plays that larger-than-life character, and she is just so animated and so funny. And then we have wonderful people. Molly is Sarah Dent, and Sam is Caleb Forrest, and then Michael Dotson plays Carl, the best friend.
Yeah, Carl, the best friend, but he was a real, he was a louse there.
Not to be the best friend. If you haven't seen the movie, then you're in for a surprise with Carl.
Well, it really is, the movie was just a beautiful, beautiful movie.
It is.
You laugh and you cry, and I'm assuming with the musical production of Ghost, you laugh and you cry, and maybe tap your toes a little bit too with the music.
Absolutely. There are upbeat numbers. There are these beautiful romantic ballads and duets in the show. There are some big production numbers as well. So, I mean, it really has everything, this outstanding story.
And you're opening when?
Music. We open September the 8th, and we run that weekend, September 8th and through the 11th, and then we run the following weekend, the 15th through the 18th.
Okay, so you got 2 weekends. It's almost a month away, so you got plenty of time to plan for it.
Absolutely.
So right now you're working feverishly to get all of these special effects down right.
We are, and it takes a huge crew to do all this.
I can imagine.
A huge crew. Like it takes one person, once Sam, well, people that aren't familiar with the storyline, this is not going to help them, but once Sam dies and is actually the character that nobody can see on stage, one person has to follow him with a blue light through the rest of the play.
Oh, so that's how he appears as a ghost.
In blue light through the whole rest of the show.
Yeah.
Until the special effects take him to heaven.
Right. So if you saw the movie Ghost, you should see Ghost the musical.
Absolutely.
Because it follows the complete storyline. It's got music, and it's being done live on stage.
And you get dinner.
Yeah, and you get dinner. That's right. Good dinner.
Argyle Catering Company.
Yeah. So how do people get tickets real quick?
Call our ticket line, 573-681-9612.
681-9612, or you can go online.
www.capitalcityproductions.org.
All right. Remember the new name, Capital City Production. Rob Crowse, thank you so much for coming by. Pleasure to have you here. Now we've got my other friend over here, Dr. C.B. Chastain.
Hi, Paul.
Good to have you here from the University of Missouri Veterinary
Health Center.
Health Center. That's a new name now.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're going to talk about pet health tips, and in particular, rawhide bones.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
I've never given my dog
Some people are afraid
bones.
of them.
Yeah.
And in certain circumstances, they ought to be. But they can be very good because dogs are genetically wired to chew. They normally chew bones and tendons and things like that much of the day. Well, this gives them a chance to do that. So it's good mentally for them. It's good for their jaw muscles. It's good especially good for their teeth because it helps reduce the tartar. And because of that, it'll help keep their breath a little fresher.
But doesn't the Kong do the same thing? And you know,
yeah, it helps some, yes.
But you're saying the rawhide bone is better.
Also, well, it has another benefit too, that when they swallow it, it's a form of natural fiber, and it can help reduce their appetite. So.
But what are the dangers of it?
Well, if it ought to be boiled and real hard, and if it's not, if there's any moisture in it, there can be bacteria that the owners can get on their hands and the dogs can ingest. That usually isn't a problem.
Okay, you say it should be hard, but once a dog chews on that, it becomes very slimy.
That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to chew on it and bite off little pieces, and eventually the mass of it will get real soft and slimy, and then they can swallow it safely.
But isn't bacteria going to grow on that when it goes for like a day or 6 hours before they chew on it again?
Well, mine don't leave them around. they swallow the whole thing. There isn't anything left, for the next day or anything.
Okay.
So one of the things the other problem, which is a lot greater than the bacteria, is a chance of choking on it. And so there's some things that you have to be careful of. It needs to be the right size for the dog. If you give one too big, then they might not get it soft enough before they try to swallow it. If they get it with another dog present where there's competition, they may try to swallow it before it's soft enough to be swallowed. Or if there's knots in it, and a lot of them are made with knots, I wouldn't recommend that. Then they may not get soft enough to be swallowed safely.
So don't buy the kind that are tied with knots on each end that look like a bone.
They're not as safe, that's right.
The other thing you were telling me about, we're just about out of time, you got to be sure they don't come from China.
Right. Since 2007, there's been over 6,000 dogs reported to the FDA that have been sickened by rawhide that have been soaked with chicken or duck or, for some reason, sweet potato. So I would recommend just using the white without any flavoring on it.
Okay. All right. And if people want more information, what do they do, CB?
They can call 882-7821.
Okay. And that's the University of Missouri
Veterinary Health Center.
Veterinary Health Center. Dr. CB Chastain, thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Bob.
coming by. Tomorrow we've got the Phoenix Health Programs and Partners of the America. If there's something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.